Hello, 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 hello. Ooh. How's everyone doing? Hey Soli, hey Sean, hey Dennis. We live. Yes. I didn't realize you guys were waiting this whole time. I could have just started early. I mean, I knew Dennis kind of thought we were starting early, but I could have started. Y'all let me know. If I'm not actually busy, you guys want to start earlier, we can always start earlier. Springtime is getting the best of everyone. Yes, it is. My allergies have been horrible. I actually took some allergy medication this morning. I woke up all congested and leaky. I hit Pataday and Loratadine like my life depends on. I've never heard of either of those. Are those like allergy meds? Poor Sean. I'm just super happy I'm not dealing with it today while I'm trying to stream. Let's see. Everyone, Dustin got a new haircut. No, I didn't. Okay, I lied. Yeah, I did. Hair was getting too long. It's super hot down here where I live. What up, Dennis? Hola, hola, hola. What's poppin'? Sean's poppin'. Sean's poppin' some allergy pills. Which is what I was doing yesterday. Sorry, I was in a coding mode. Feel that. I've been coding so much today. Oh, I'm sorry, this week. Oh no, where'd my Twitch stuff go? There we go. Dustin lost in space, like, coding. Pretty much. Dude, I'll start coding and I'll get in the zone and then it'll be like 3 o'clock or something, right? And then I'll look at the time and it's like 6. I'm like, dang, 3 hours went by that fast. Brohald's here. Nah, during the day. Well, like 3 p.m., 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. I usually try to carve the last like a few hours of my work shift into some time to set aside for coding, especially trying to come up with ideas for the 100 days of code and stuff like that. It's not Roro, it's Bro. I don't know why, but my brain always wants to say like Brohaldy Waldy. What a weird name. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm gonna post this in the live events channel. Okay, dinosaur. Rah rah or brah brah. You guys are funny. So I think what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna first go over some PRs, which I think I really only have one. I have to make sure for the 100 Days of Code stuff, which I think Sean knocked out some stuff. So far, I think he's the only one that's contributed. We're gonna go over that, and then we're gonna work on another feature on the Threads clone. And I'm thinking what I want to do today is work on the GIPHY integration, because I think it'd be pretty simple, and I really want to see how we can do it. Rohal did 2. What repo did you do that on, Rohal? Because I didn't get a PR submission. I don't think. Let me see. No, I just got one from Sean, and it's for the JS modal. Let me share my screen. Oh, the first one like 2 weeks ago? Oh yeah, we already went through that, I believe, right? Which one was that one? That was the Trivia Quizler? Yeah, the active states on numbered buttons. Yeah, that's true. I meant since the last stream, we've only had one, which was Sean's for the... Which I will merge these in, by the way. I'm going to do that. I want to give everyone a chance to kind of add to them, so I'll probably merge these in all at once after we get a good bit of submissions. But I want to say it was JS modal that Sean knocked out, which I have not checked yet, so we're going to do that live. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think I did say that Sean was the only one to submit one yet. No, I just meant like since the last stream. This PR fixes issue number 1. Currently, there is no way to close the modal once it's opened. This can be fixed by updating the CSS or by updating the JavaScript. Feel free to fix this any way you wish. So Sean's description is, I added a function, handle on click, and it looks like it takes in an event. Login and overlay elements are given the .add event listener click, handle click. Okay, so you're calling this function the callback. Cool. Which I think I remember you saying in Discord that it's like, let me make sure this is like fitting in the window, that it's like the way you set it up, it's reusable. So that's awesome. In the method call, the click event object is passed to the function handle on click. In this function, the event.target is checked in a conditional if statement. Cool. Cool. Let's check this out. Sully's dog ate her homework. That's funny. Oops. Oh well. All right. First thing I'm going to do before I even look at the code is just see if it works. All right. So one cool feature someone can implement is it doesn't look like Sean knocked this one out, which I didn't really mention it in there. It's just kind of more of a UX thing, but you can take what Sean did if you want and implement it. But typically whenever you have an overlay, if you click on the overlay, it'll also let you close the modal, which is super handy. Oh wait, no, it's not letting me. Wait, which repo did I clone down? Did I clone down mine? No, I cloned down Sean's. Uh-oh. It's not working, Sean. Let's see. Do I have any issues in the console? I do not. It's like there's no difference in the code. Uh-oh. Let's check it out. Yeah, no, look. I'm actually... This is my code. For whatever reason, I have your commit. I even have this right here, but it's not showing. Yeah, see, I don't have... Let me see if I can pull down the changes. No, it's already up to date. That's weird. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, that's just your VS Code settings. Huh. Weird. No, I'm not merging in his code yet. Let's see if I can't fetch his changes. And pull. Huh. So I do see your changes in GitHub, but whenever I pull down your repo, I'm not seeing it. Let me try to clone this down again and just see. Am I on the wrong branch? Oh, you know what? He probably did it. He probably did make his own branch. Ah, okay, yeah, cool. Good catch, Roald. I even mentioned in the PR video, make your own branch, and I'm not even like looking for it. I'm just not used to it. Let's check out this branch. Fixed handle add click. There we go. There's your changes. All right, let's see. Okay, so no, there's still no UX where you can click on the overlay. So that's a super easy fix if someone, or addition if someone wants to do that. But cool. So clicking the X closes it up. All right, so we still have that other issue where if you click log in, I think it actually reloads the page. Oh no, it's not. So there might just not be any error or any logic to test if these are empty or not. But let's take a look at the code so we're not guessing. But good job on the PR, Sean. Let's take a look at it. So const overlay button. So you set up group P last of type. Okay, and I think that's because I set the that X that you see in the browser. I think that's just a paragraph tag. This right here. Need key down for keyboard users to please close on escape. True. You know, I don't think I've ever implemented something like that. Yeah, this is a P tag. Okay, cool. Which I don't know why I did that instead of just putting an icon. I was probably too lazy. But okay, cool. So let's make this a little smaller. By the way, I know a lot of people know that you can make your editor bigger and smaller with the plus and minus buttons. But if you hold down Alt or Option, I don't know, it depends on your keyboard. Mine's weird. And you just use a scroll bar on your mouse. If you have one, you can actually just resize the text, which is kind of cool. I do that a lot. That way I can keep my UI kind of bigger and I can just adjust this as needed. But you can also just word wrap if you need to. So anyways, cool. So you set up the overlay close button as a variable. And in here, you have a function with an event argument. If event.target is equal to login. Okay. So that's why when I hit that login button, it's also closing it, which is cool. So all someone else would need to do, which is a super easy feature or super easy addition if you want to contribute, is also check inside of this if those fields are empty or valid, those input fields. So Sean set it up perfectly, which, you know what, I'm kind of glad you didn't implement that in here, since your issue fix is specifically for closing the modal. So that's awesome. I tend to want to fix everything in one branch and one PR, and I need to stop. So good job. Good job not being me. But basically, you have another bit of logic in here saying if it's also equal to the overlay close button. So if the target, so on click, if the target is either that login button or this, it'll close it. So I see what you mean, setting it up to where you can kind of like do whatever. So I can create like another extra close modal button somewhere else, right? And just, I don't know, have something like that. And if I wanted to, I can also add that bit of logic in here too and just pass in the variable. Pretty cool. And then just down here, you just add it. So if you want like a specific variable to run this logic, you just do this. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Is that the only code that was changed? Just want to make sure. Yeah. Super, super simple. Good job. Good job. Good job. That's awesome. So if no one handles the clicking on the overlay to also close it, that would be the way that Sean implemented this. That's a really, really good way for you to also close the modal that way too, by just clicking on the overlay. So it's awesome. Good job, Sean, as always. But let's take a look at that PR, because super descriptive. Design. Did I add this? No, you must add this. This design will allow us to also handle when the login and new sign here buttons are clicked as well, by simply adding conditional statements. Yeah, that's basically what I just said. That's awesome. Yeah, I like that. Very straightforward. Dude, your PR messages and descriptions are always solid. Good job, Sean. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and merge this one now, just because if someone wants to add on, they can just go ahead and use his logic. So I'll just confirm merge. Sweet. Cool, 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 cool. me get out of here. Where'd everything go? All right. Are you guys ready to work on the threads clone? I don't really remember too much where we left off, so let's take a look at what we got and what we're gonna do. I think I could just click log in. Yeah. Did we set this up to where we can make a thread yet? Test, post. Okay, cool. So we do make a thread. That's neat. I didn't think we got that far. That's cool. After the stream though, I do remember going back and adding this little hover state for these buttons up here. And I do believe I took a look at the UI. And if we set the dark mode to false so that we get the light mode version of this app, which by the way, the actual native Threads app does not have a light mode for the login screen. It just always looks like this. But once you click login, you're gonna have either your light or dark mode. I think this all looked fine until I went to make a thread. Yeah, this looks horrible. So I might fix this today, which is super simple. It's just adding a couple of Tailwind classes for the light mode, the default mode. So maybe we can do that. But we're gonna keep this in dark mode for now because I don't wanna do that right away since it's such a small, oops, this needs to be true, not false. What I kind of want to do today is on the series, I want to be able to click each one of these buttons here and you know, level up our post that we actually make. And I think the best one to start off first would be the GIF one because I think that would be really cool. I know GIPHY has an API that's easy to use. So we're gonna go for it. We're gonna be able to click this GIF button, maybe type in something, search through some GIFs, select a GIF, and it's gonna add that GIF to our thread that we're gonna create. And then whenever we hit post, it'll actually post it with the GIF. I think it should be pretty straightforward and simple. And I wanna try to tackle that today. Thanks everyone. I'm looking forward to adding some functionality to the Threads project 2 this week. Yeah, so this is not, let's see. I don't think this is a public repo yet, but it will be after today because, yeah, it's a private repo right now. I'll set this to public when we're finished up today because now it's at a state where you guys can also contribute if you want to. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Hey, I liked your stream the other day. I'm glad I got a chance to take a look at that. Take a look at what you were building. I set up a Google Cloud Console to see if I can add a Google login function for Threads clone, but I'll have to play around with it first. So I set up a Google Auth pretty easily. Let me see if it's in my DMs. I know I sent it to Brian like a few weeks back. Setting up Google Auth with like Firebase is like super easy. Very, very straightforward. Let me see if I could find how I had that working. Because of course I deleted the repo because I was just testing it. I was just hanging around, playing around with it. Let's see. Dang, me and Brian talk a lot. Also, I do think this was like a month or two ago that I built this, but let's see. Oh no, I must have passed it up actually. All right, I'm gonna check this really quick. If I can't find it, then whatever. Could have swore I sent this to Brian. Maybe I didn't. Oh, you know what? It might have been in the DM I had with Brian and Rohald. If not, I'm not gonna kill myself looking for this. But yeah, if you want to, Sean, if you do want to take a look at how to like authenticate with Gmail, take a look into Firebase. It's super straightforward and super easy to implement too. I actually really enjoyed setting it up. And what's cool is like whenever you're logged in, you have access to your Google accounts, like information like your name, your image, and everything. So like you can actually like populate the page with all that stuff. Yeah, that video's lost. I don't have it anymore. Who knows? Oh well. Yeah, Firebase is great for it. I do know that Supabase is apparently even easier at implementing auth like that. Just go to supabase.com/docs/guides/auth and you can take a look. But I haven't tried it yet. But with Supabase, you have access to like Apple login, Azure. You can even log in. You can even like log in and authenticate with Discord, which is cool. Facebook, GitHub, all these providers here. Twitter, Spotify, Twitch, all that. And like I said, from what I've been hearing, Firebase is super easy. It was very easy for me to use. But what I've been hearing is that Supabase makes it even easier. But yeah, Supabase is awesome. At some point in this Threads clone, we are going to create a thread. I'll say, hey, Sean, gotta spell your name right. Hit post. And instead of it just appending it to the page, because if I refresh, they're gone. We're actually going to set this up with Supabase to store that data in my database. That way when we log in every time, we'll still have a list of all of it. So eventually I will show you how to use Supabase as a database, which I found is very fun and easy to use. But we're gonna be doing some low-level stuff first. Like we're gonna work on this GIPHY thing. GIPHY API. Let's go do that. So I'm probably gonna leak my API key on this. It's fine. I get like 100 pings per hour. And if someone wants to be stupid and take my API key and mess it up, I'll just make another one. It's not that big of a deal. But please don't. You'd have to be pretty fast to do it anyways. But let's like not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's work on the UI first. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this, right? And I'm gonna throw this into Figma and we're gonna figure out how we want this to kind of look or take place, or take shape, I should say. Let's create a new space. Oops. Put it in drafts. All right. So ideally what I would like, we'd be able to click on this GIF button here. And if you guys have a better idea or know of a good way to do this, let me know. But I'm thinking what we could probably do, we're gonna want to search, right? We're gonna want to search for a GIF. So I don't know if we should just have a search bar pop up, or even make like another modal that pops up that allows us to search for a GIF. Or I don't know. Let's actually see what it's like on Threads, right? So if we go to threads.net, and I go to start a thread. If I hit GIF, what happens? Oh, okay, so that whole thing goes away. Okay, and this comes up. I like this. This is a good idea. Cool, let's take a screenshot of this. We might just try to replicate it like that too, because I mean, this is a clone, right? So this actually, since this is a screenshot, I can't move it out the way. Wait, why am I making screenshots? I actually have the UI built for this right here. I'm so dumb. All right, let's duplicate this. So whenever we click on that, we're gonna have a whole new UI, it looks like. Let's also bring in that screenshot of this. There we go. We get the colors just right. Actually, we won't need to get the colors just right. My clone is a little different in the sense that there's a light theme and a dark theme on Threads, and the dark theme is very, very dark, and I went with sort of a dim theme. So this is kind of dim compared to the actual darkness of the dark theme with Threads. So yeah, but anyways, so it looks like it's a very simple little UI. We're gonna have a cancel button and a title. Let's start off with that. This will be our little search thing here. Right, yeah, like that. And we're gonna say cancel up here. And then we'll have choose a GIF. And I don't know what they're using for their GIFs. It may even be GIPHY, I don't know. But we're gonna use GIPHY, because it's the one that I know of that has like a free and easy to use API. So let's round this out. Let's give it a background color. Let's match what we did here. And I think we had, yeah, we had a border. What color is this border? Yeah, let's do that over here too. Cool. And we'll keep it simple with just a big old search bar. We're doing 13 border radius for here, so let's do like 9 for this, and I think it should fill out pretty well. What's the that's it. So it's barely lighter. The input's barely lighter than the background. Something like this might look pretty good. Cool. I think I've got a yeah, we could use this here. Set this to like 20. Make it white. Bring it up forward. Oh, okay, so wait, it's on the left. Let's put this right here so I can see. Oh yeah, they do use GIPHY. It says GIPHY right here. And I'll just write search GIPHY. And these will probably match the border. Yeah, maybe, or is that too? Yeah, we need to go a little lighter. So it does look like they already have it populated, probably with some popular GIFs. I don't know if I want to do, well, yeah, we might as well, right? This is a clone. So we'll figure out how to do that as well. How are they? It's 2 and 2, it's a 2 by 2. 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Let's make this a little larger. It's too large. I don't know why I'm trying to be so pixel perfect. They always show the trending ones. Okay. I think there might be an API for that, like an endpoint for just grabbing all the trending GIFs. We'll see. There we go. We're gonna do 6, and then right here we're gonna do just the top. And same for this one. I don't know why I'm trying to be so pixel perfect. This is just the quick UI. Cool. So we'll have something very, very basic kind of pop up. And I guess selecting one will be as simple as just clicking it. Yeah, they probably will be various sizes. I don't know if it'll be easier to do that, or we might be stuck with like weird layout issues like this, or if I just like manually set their widths and let the heights kind of worry about themselves. I don't know. I don't know. But I think that'll basically be it. We'll open up the GIF menu. This will come up. we can start typing when we hit enter, or maybe as we're typing, we'll be able to. I think there's a search endpoint with Giphy, but if we click on one, it'll automatically take us right back to our post. And I need to figure out how we're gonna. Let's see how it actually works on Threads. So if I do dancing or something, cool, and I click this. Oh, so it kind of changes. It does. Oh, well, that makes sense. It doesn't allow us to use any of the other options anymore, like creating a poll or using hashtags or stuff. So we'll probably want to conditionally render some of those options to not show back up. But anyways, it puts it into this little area here, which I believe was where the options were. So if we have a GIF selected, we could choose to not render the options whatsoever, which makes sense. Okay, and if we close it, so we'll have to have a way to say, hey, we don't want to do it. We don't want to use it as well. But it basically replaces this section here, which I do believe is a component. So cool. Okay, I got the gears in my head spinning. I think I got enough information to maybe start working on building some of this out. But I do really like how when you click on the GIF option, it has that animation where it swipes in. I don't know if I can replicate that, but I would love to try. Yeah, I would love to try. Cool. And I see what you're saying, Soli, about their various heights. So I might set their widths to 50% so I can get the 2x2 and just let their heights do their own thing. But this is more of like a masonry layout, so I don't know how to build a masonry layout. I wonder if there's any plugins, or maybe I can try to figure out how to build a masonry layout. I think they look really good. Honestly, all we would need to do is just set 2 columns and just populate each column with an image in a loop. It's just 2 columns, you can fake it. Yeah. It would be a lot harder if it was more than 2 columns. I like that idea. Maybe we could just hard code it a little bit. Yeah. Cool. I think this will be fun. In my head, it sounds very straightforward. And will it be straightforward? Probably not, but we're gonna have some fun building this out. Cool. All right. Just so that we're not jumping right on into it, I do want to fix a couple of things first. So, hey, this is my first thread. If I post it, there's nothing here like if I were like, you see how these, you have an image, some icons. So I'm not going to make it super robust like this, but I am going to at least like change this up a little bit and also figure out why this is not the full width. So we're going to work on that first, kind of get primed up for the Giphy feature, and then we'll work on the Giphy feature. Yeah. Sounds good? Cool. All right, let's close out of everything before I get overstimulated before we even get started. Also, I need to get kind of more familiar again with everything that we got going on in here. Let's see. So we got the create post. What is this? Start a thread. Okay, so that create post is this, and I want to say we have a create post modal, which is literally the modal that pops up. So this entire component we're going to need to slide over for a new component to come in. We may just do it statically to where it doesn't have the sweet little animations right off the bat just to get something up, and then we can do that. And obviously, if I don't have time or if I can't do it, you guys can contribute and try to set it up too. But this will be fun. This clone's gonna take a few streams to build, and if you guys want to contribute, I'll make this a public repo going forward. And every time we stream, I'll go over the changes that you guys make first, merge them in, and I'll work on top of them. So if you guys want to implement some stuff too, you can. Alrighty. So let's figure this one out first. Let's figure out the width issue that we're having here. What is this here? This is Let's see if we can find that component. It's probably this post. So we have the width set to full. Max width is set to XL. What is the max width set on the create post? Okay, so max width is set to 615 pixels. So let's go and see if that'll at least fix it on the post itself. Take this XL out and put that. Cool, so that already fixes it. I'm also noticing there's no border underneath this, so I don't know why I have a border underneath mine. So let's go ahead and remove that. And that's gonna be on the create post. Where's the border? By the way, is there a way to automatically wrap so that I don't have to click Control Z or Option Z all the time? If you guys know, let me know. Because I always want my code to wrap. I don't like having to scroll to find it. I'm sure it's a setting, I just don't know where it's at. Anyways, let's remove this border. All these border classes. All right, that looks a lot better. Now, if I create a second thread, this is my second thread. I just want to make sure these threads look consistent. Okay, they do. I do like that. Let's also go ahead and put this over to the right so we can test some responsiveness here. Yeah, I might want to put some padding into, might put some padding in there into the posts. So what is this? This is a post. I got padding bottom. Let's do PR2, PR, PL2. Okay, that's better. Why did I do it like that though? Let's do PX. Let's do 3. I think we need a little bit more and I think we'd be good. Cool. I like the way that looks. All right, so all we're really doing in here is just returning this. Let's see. Oh, this is the create post. I need to go to the post. Oh wait, why was the padding looking good on that if I was updating it here? Does it share styles? Oh, the posts actually look good. It was this that didn't. Oops. Was it PX3 I think we did? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, what elements do we see in every post? We have the image. Let's see a simple post like this one. Okay, so it's just an image, the name. There's a timestamp. I'm not going to worry about the timestamp. And then there's this menu up here. We're not going to worry about the menu today because we're not going to do any of that functionality. And then we have a bit of icons down here. Yeah, I think all I'm going to worry about is the name, the image, and the icons because we already have the text. All right, so let's work on that. What icons are there? It's a heart, a chat, heart, chat, a repost, and a share, it looks like. So we'll use these icons. By the way, Sean, if you do want to implement some sort of like login with Google, what's really cool is when you're logged in, you'll have access to like the name and the image, like I said earlier. So you could actually, instead of this gray bubble here for the image, you can actually like put an image here in our name, which is really cool. That way, anyone who logs in to use the app can actually look like they're actually using Threads with their Google account. The background music is too groovy. I can't hear it. I don't get to hear what you guys hear. But I do have my own music playing. I just can't play that because I'll get copywritten. Hey Brian, if you're on the stream, if you can find that old video I sent you where I was working on authentication for the grading tool, and I sent you like a video or something, or it might even be like that ChatGPT clone or something. If you have that video or you can find it, send it my way, so I can show on, because I think it's super neat. What is all this in the console? Oh, we're logging our array of threads. That's cool. I forgot we were doing that. All right, let's work on this. So all we're really doing is returning this, and this is the actual post itself. And inside of here, let's see, rounded full. Okay, so this looks like our image. Oh, we're in the create post. We need to go back to post. Sorry. All we're returning is our post here. You will add kind or keen, whatever. What is that? I saw you mention it earlier. I didn't have a chance to read the chat. It's easier on kind, you said. What is that? I feel like I've heard of it before, but I'm not really. It's not ringing any bells. Oh, it's an auth provider. Is it easy to use? Let's make this a little bit smaller here, and let's open up Figma on the side so we can kind of design at the same time. Yes, I work for them, so you have to say that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love for you to implement it and see how it works. That's cool. What I might do is write some conditionals in here, so that you guys can work with this repo super easily. So like, if there's no API key available, because once we set up the GIPHY stuff with the API key, your app might crash unless you set up your own keys too. So I might just have it like not render certain things if there's no key available, maybe. You were a customer first and joined as it's cool. Hey, that's me with Treehouse. I was a customer first too, and I love the platform so much. I wanted to work for these guys. Let's put this down here to the bottom. Let's move this over to the side. Let's close this off. All right. So this is what we have, and what we want to have is kind of not this. So let's figure this out. Let's say we probably should create this as a component. Once we do authenticate, eventually we are going to set like the user image and stuff like that as a component. So it's just we render it where we need it. But for now, we're just gonna have, I might as well just pull up the create post and copy. This right here is that image or image lookalike. So if I paste that in, we instantly get our little image here. Is it the same size as up here? Yeah, it is. So we'll just leave it exactly as is. We're just gonna update the styles a little bit so that it's on the same line, which should be pretty simple. So let's copy these. Let's see. Yeah, we'll copy these. We'll say post group, because I don't know of what else I could call it. And inside, we'll just remove that. This isn't standard HTML. We'll say flex. What was it? Align center, or align items center, I think is the. No, is it just items center? I always forget. Yeah, items center. And we'll say gap 2. Cool, that looks pretty good. Too big of a gap though. Maybe gap 1. Cool, 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 cool. And then underneath, we're just gonna have our icon, which is our interactions, right? So we'll call it interactions. Interactions. I guess we can make this a UL, right? With a few list items. And these will probably each be their own component because they're all gonna each do a certain thing. Which I don't know if we'll do all of that in this clone, since this is gonna be a basic clone, but I don't know, we'll see. It'll be static if so. Yeah, let's create the component now. Future-proof this. We'll call it interaction, and it'll take in an icon. So let's import it and then go create it. Import interaction from interaction. Stop screaming at me. Interaction.jsx. It's gonna take in props. Const icon is equal to props. And then we'll just return a list item with the icon, which I think should work. So if I go back to the post, say icon, I'll just say heart, or I guess maybe for this. Cool, now we have heart here. So what were our options? We had heart, we had comment, we had a repost, and then we had share. So we're gonna need to go get some icons for this. I wanna say I saved something in my tools recently that I really liked. Let's do a heart. That looks cool. Copy. And I think it just gives me like, let's see if that even worked. What localhost are we on? Oops, test. Okay, cool. So we do get our icon. Great. So let's see if we can get one for comment, which is like a speech bubble. So maybe we'll just say speech or chat. There we go. Chat looks good. Not exactly what I want, but it's cool. It's cool. And then repost. No. Refresh. Cool. That looks like the same icon. Gotta get creative. And then the last one was share. Ooh, I don't like none of those. This one's not bad. We'll just use this one. All right, let's see what this is looking like. Cool. We do need to, however, change some things. Like this text red. Let's find and locate and replace. So we'll say text red 500. We're gonna change it to text zinc 300. It's too bright, or is it? Oh, you know what? Actually, it looks like it's almost like a pure white, is like with the text. So let's do text zinc 300 and change it to like 100. That looks pretty good, I think. All right, so for our UL, let's close all these up. Taking up so much space. Our UL, we'll just say, let's see how it looks. All right. All there really is that little line here, like we did on the, where else did we do that? here. We did it here. So let's go there. Where's the create post modal? Let's see if we can copy that. Extra threads? What is this? Let's look for border. There it is. Or not. Maybe? No, that's for the modal itself. Here we go. Border left 2 pixels, and then we have this border color. Cool. And we have padding left of 5, which we're gonna need. So let's copy that. Oops. Let's copy that. We go to the post, and for this UL, we're gonna have that in here as well. Like that. We're also gonna say flex, align, well, what is it? Items center. Again, we're gonna have a gap of like 2. How's this looking? Looking good. These icons though, they're very big. Let's see if we could change them. What if we go to like height and width 2? Whoa, that's way small. Let's go 5. 5 looks great. So let's do all the H8s, and we're gonna change them to H5s. And now we're gonna do the WHs to W5s. Sweet. Cool, now we just need to add a little bit of spacing and padding. Margin and padding. We should probably make this into a component too, so it's not always in our way, because we're not going to be using this very often, but we'll be in the post itself pretty often. Let's do that. We'll call this interactions, and it'll take in our interaction. So let's just write interactions, and we'll go create it. And this will be a UL that returns. Oops, I already had the UL copied. So let's do that. Which will return our interaction. So let's import those. Interaction from interaction. Uh-oh, something else messing with me. Close this up. Let's see what we did wrong. What is it saying? Import interaction from interaction. Interaction does not exist. Is this what it's saying? Did I spell it wrong? This is our interaction. Inside of the post, we're importing interactions from interactions. Okay, and inside of here, no, wait, no, we're importing interaction. Yeah, what's going on with this? Failed to resolve import interaction from source components interactions.jsx. So it's inside of here. Oh, I'm dumb. Maybe I have to put that. There we go. That was weird. Test. Cool, it's all still working. Great. Now it's a lot easier to deal with the post itself because it's just this. Let's close up the modal. Let's close up the interaction. Let's just work on the interactions. Say margin left 4. See what that gives us. Oh wow, first try it centered it up. Yeah, I was trying to get this centered. I do want some padding on the top and bottom, so do PY3 maybe. I don't know if that looks right. How does it look on threads? Oh, you know what? There's a space between it, so let's add a little margin instead of padding. We'll do margin Y of like 2. We still will need some padding though, so we'll do py of like 2 as well. Okay, that's looking a little better. And these will be buttons, so each one of these will need to have a cursor pointer. Cool. This last one, I'm gonna change the size of it because it's a little big. Let's go 4 instead of 5. That looks a lot better, I think. Cool. All right, so this is already starting to look like an actual thread post. Testing my first thread. All right, that looks pretty good. We do need a name though. And I think that should be pretty simple. So we have our post here. Let's create another group. I'll just say div for now. We'll post in the post itself, and we're gonna have a name. Let's just say Dustin. Let's see what that looks like right out the gate. Oh, it actually looks pretty good already. Just probably need to give a little bit of margin. Cool. Make it a little smaller too. I'll say text small. That looks pretty good. Do you guys think this looks all right? Is there anything else we should do for each post? I don't want to like we're gonna make this look way better later on. I just want to make it look semi like a post for now. Second thread ever. OMG. I think that looks pretty good. Ooh. You know what? This post, the second post should be first, which I think should be a pretty simple fix. We could just reverse the array, right? Yeah. So if I go to, let's see. Where's our feed? Go to the feed page. What is this looking like? All right, so we're rendering posts. So posts with an S. Yeah. Posts.map. Can I reverse it first? Post.reverse. .map. Does that work like that? Why is it yelling at me? Can I not make that work? It should work. Test 1. Test 2. No, it's not working. Gotta take a call. I'll be back in about an hour. Adios, Sean. We'll definitely still be here in an hour. Let's ask Copilot, how do I reverse my posts while I map through them? Let's see. It's probably straightforward. It says I'm reversing the posts array directly. This will mutate the original post array and reverse it in place, which might not be what you want, especially if you want to use the original order somewhere else. Very true. Oh, okay. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take the original posts, reverse that, and then map through that instead of the original array. We're going to spread that into this array and then reverse that. That makes sense. So we can just say, we can do an array. We'll do that, and then I think that's it, right? Oh no, it didn't like that. Is there something else I was supposed to do? Oh, I spelled it wrong. So test, and then I say test 2. All right, so now it's putting them the right way, and I do believe our original posts array that's in state should still be in the right order. Since all we're doing here is just we're taking that. We're not taking the actual array, we're just spreading it into this array and then reversing it. So let's make sure. Yep, see our original array, I don't know if you guys can see it, it's so small. Our original array is still test and then test 2. even though it displays test2 and then test, which would make sense if you're creating a post. But why is there so much space on that one? I thought we set the width to the same. Gotta love CSS. Oh, so it looks like there's a little bit more padding here. We're doing a px of 3. So I wonder if we need to do that on the post itself too. Yeah, there we go. And as we got way too much padding, I think, on the top and bottom. We're doing PY10. Let's do like PY5. That looks so much better. Cool. All right, I think we're done. As far as like this little stuff, I want to start working on the GIPHY stuff because I think it'll be pretty cool. Are you guys happy to move along to the GIPHY integration? You think this looks okay? Cool. I do think this looks good. All right. If no objections, we're gonna go to working on the GIFs. All right, let's go ahead and create, I guess, on this actual GIF, let's find the GIF icon, and we're gonna set up an event on it. And that's inside of our create post modal. All right. Gotta find where, okay, here are our options right here. So this is where it's at. Yeah, okay, so it's this one. I'm gonna add some comments. So this is the GIF. The first one is the heart. Third one is repost, and I think the last one was share. Yeah, share. Let's see. I'm gonna use something that well, no, if I say on click here, generating GIFs. Let's see if that actually does anything. Whoa. All right, console, generating GIFs. Cool, so we got that event set up on this. So we're gonna create our functions now. Honestly, we're gonna create a component for the GIPHY menu, and all clicking is gonna do is just stop showing the create post modal and show the other one, right? So we're gonna set up this state. We're gonna set this up in the feed since this is part of the feed. Are we using use state in here? We're not. We are in here. I mean, I guess we could just keep passing it. Well, no, this is only gonna live in feed. Let's create it in feed. So we'll say import use state, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna say const, how should we set this up? Because I'm trying to think, I mean, I know how we can do it, but I want to make it future-proof to where if we click on any one of these, it'll still work. Well, first off, let's see, where are we setting the show modal at? Let's go to our modal. Actually, we'll need to go to, I think it's create post. Yeah, it is. And that's actually an app. Right? Yeah, create post, and it's set to false. So when create post is true, our create post modal comes up. So yeah, we already have this in state, so let's just pass it. We're already passing it to the feed, so we already have access to it in the feed. We're gonna need to also pass it set create post is inside of the create post. We need to pass it to create post modal, not create post. So where's create post modal? Let's figure out where everything's at. Give me a sec, guys. I gotta use my brain here. Our set create post modal is here. Where do we render this? We render this on the feed. And this is in the overlay, so this actually goes straight into the overlay. Okay, and here's our create post modal. Nice. And set create post is also in here too, which we're setting to false on click. Okay, which is when we click on up here. Okay, so when we click on our overlay, we're setting the set create post to false. So create post modal, we have set create post, we're passing it directly into that. So now what we can do, since we're already passing it directly into here, let's find our icon, it's generating GIFs, and we'll say set create post to false. And I think just clicking that now will actually, yeah, cool. Why did I get an error though? Hold on, let's refresh. Oh, there's no error, it's just this. Okay, cool. So when we click on the GIFs, this goes away, which is awesome, but now we need to render a new component. So we're gonna create this component. We're gonna call this, what do you think we should call it? GIF selector. Yeah, GIF selector. And what we can do is say, I guess what we can do is just create state for that. If GIF selector is set to true, we'll render it. But is there ever a case where if the GIF selector is not on, would we still not want the, yeah, there would be. So I can't just toggle it, which would be a lot easier. That's fine. We'll just set up some new state for it. So we'll say const GIF, select GIF. Well, no, what do we want to call this? This is also a modal. So instead of create post modal, we can say GIF select modal. Yeah, so GIF select modal, and then set GIF select modal equals use state will initially set to false, but we'll have it set to true whenever we click on this. So set GIF select modal to true. That being said, this is actually not going to live here because we're actually inside of the create post modal. This is going to actually live somewhere else. So we're going to have to take it out of props and pass it. So we're going to say set GIF select modal. Yeah, and I'll also do the GIF select modal in here too, just in case we need it. And where did we come from? We came from the overlay. So that's where we're going to set up the state. So say import use state. Paste that in here instead. And we're going to render the, what do we call it? The GIF selector component in here. Let's also import it. All right, I think that should be what we need. Let's see if we can get that component to render when we click. Oh, you know what? It actually got rid of the entire overlay, which we don't want. We want to keep the overlay up. And then I'm also getting set GIF selector modal is not a function, but I think that's just because we're not passing it. But where are we not passing it? We're not passing it to the create post modal. So let's just pass that. Say GIF select modal equals GIF select modal. And then we'll say set GIF select modal equals set GIF select modal. Now I shouldn't get that error, but I still don't think it's going to render anything. Yeah. And it is rendered, but the overlay is like not there anymore. So we need to go make sure that we keep the overlay up. So when we say set create post to false, I want it to stop rendering. You know, we're going to have to set up state for the overlay itself too, because there's going to be times where we don't want the create modal, the post creation modal up, but we still want the overlay up because there's another modal in there. So we're gonna have to go back and reset the logic a little bit on the overlay. Let's go take a look at the feed where the overlay's at. Okay, so here it is. So if the create post and then set create post, this is what toggles on our overlay, our modal, sorry, not the overlay. But we're having it set to where if that's true, it brings in the entire overlay, which I don't want. So let's set up state for the overlay. Const. What are we gonna say? Let's just say overlay, and then set overlay. I'm gonna say equals use state initially obviously set to false. And right here we'll say if overlay. Now this is gonna break a lot of stuff, not in the UI, but in the logic. So nothing's gonna happen when I click this. Nothing at all. And that's what we need to go fix first. So we need to backtrack a little bit. And honestly, this all could have been avoided if I would have like future-proofed or like thought ahead, but I didn't. But it's okay. I'm still very new to React. So what are we clicking on? We're clicking on the create post. And it's saying set create post to true. That's not what we want to do. We want to set the overlay to true. So we'll say set overlay to true. We'll also have to destructure it from props and then pass it. So set overlay, take from props. And this create post is coming from, let's see, create post is coming from here. So this is where our overlay is now. So we can, this is super easy. We'll just say set overlay and we'll pass in the setter function for set overlay. That might just fix it right then and there too. Cool. Okay, well at least we got our modal to come back up, but now we're having some issues where nothing's happening when we click on the GIF thingy now. But it is still rendering our function that console logs generating GIFs. So where's that? That's here. Set create post is now set to false, which isn't doing anything anymore. Nothing's happening. Our modal's still staying up. So I need to figure out why that's happening. What is this? This is our create post modal. Let's go back to the overlay. All right, let's also go to our app and set the login to true. That way we don't have to keep doing this login every time, which is set up in state. So is logged in, we're just gonna set to true, and we're never gonna see this login screen anymore, at least while we're debugging and figuring this out. So when I hit GIF, the only thing that happens is generate GIFs, set just console.logs. Oh yeah, I am a huge desk drummer. I'm a real drummer too. What am I listening to? Let's see what's on right now. It is, what is this? Where's my Spotify? I hear it. Devastator by For Today. I knew it was For Today. I couldn't think of the song. I listen to a lot of heavy music. It's my favorite, especially when I'm coding. It helps. Your dad's a drummer and your brother's a reggae artist? That's cool. I've been drumming since I was like, I think 12 or maybe 13. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. I don't get to drum as much as I used to though. I got a pretty messed up shoulder, but I'm not upset about that because that's what got me into coding. I couldn't work. I couldn't do a physical job anymore. But now I can't drum as much. All right, let's see. So I think it's just an issue of us rechanging some of these, some of the state, and now I need to update some of the logic. So hitting GIF, it does still run our function, but something else is not happening here. Let's go to the overlay again. Overlay, this is the overlay. I'm sorry, the create post modal. So this is where so on our list item for the GIFs, we're clicking and we're saying set create post to false. Let's go find this set create post because it should be taking our modal away and it's not. And that should be in the overlay. Yeah. So set create post. Now if we hit the, okay, hold on, I see something here. So now I'm hitting the actual overlay itself and it's not closing it. But it's really hard to see, but you can see right here, our other component is now here. So it is showing our other component. So we have pretty much the whole battle finished. We just need to figure out why this isn't closing anymore. Oh, and you know what? That's super simple. It's because this is just chilling right here. It's showing our whole overlay now, and we're not actually conditionally rendering anything. So if I cut this and I just write a condition that checks if hold on, what was it called? It was create post modal. What was the actual thing called though? The setter function. Well, we're in overlay. So yeah, it's the same thing, set create post. So okay, so we need access to create post then. Create post. And then we're going to check if create post is true. So create post, then render all of that. But we need to bring create post in here to the overlay. And I think that's coming from the feed. Yeah. So we have set create post. We also need to pass in create post. Like that. That should fix it. Oh no. Now we don't see it at all. So we should be setting create post to true when we click on the create post up here. And we're saying set overlay to true. But we also need to now say set create post to true, since we're kind of decoupling everything. And that should fix that. Cool, it does. And if I hit GIF, that goes away, and now we have this. But it's also here too. So we also need to set this up with some conditional rendering logic too. Oh, this is a lot. Yeah, I should have started this from the beginning, thinking smart. Well, we don't need create posted here, so let's take that out. Let's go to our overlay. And we're going to want to conditionally render this too. So this will also be pretty simple. We actually have the state in this component, which we may need to move, but we'll say select GIF select modal, which if it's true, same thing. We're just going to render the GIF selector. And I think we're setting this to true when we click on this. Yes, awesome. We got this working now. That took long enough. Okay, so we need to find a way to close the overlay completely though when we click on the overlay, which I think we already have that logic, which I think I got rid of on accident. Oops. Oh, well, in our feed, we should have, yeah, we already have the overlay and set overlay. So we just need to pass it into the actual overlay component. So set overlay equals set overlay. Let's also pass overlay. I think we'll need it. So inside of overlay, we need to destructure it when you say overlay and set overlay. And basically when the overlay is clicked, we want to say set overlay to whatever the opposite of overlay is. Uh-oh, didn't like that. Oh, I'm missing a comma up here. Okay. Cool, it goes away. Awesome. This is great. Cool. So it took a long time to kind of get to where I wanted to start off with this. Nice. Man, React is crazy. I love it though. React has been a lot of fun to learn. All right, so let's build our let's work on building our component. All right, so we have it sitting. Oh, you know what? You know what? I think it was Daniel that actually told me this last time about the event propagation. I think that's what it was called. So right now, if I click anywhere on this, it stays up, which is cool. And I need to do that for this here, because as soon as I let go of my mouse, it goes away. So we need to handle that as well. Let's go see how we're doing it in the create post modal. Oh, it's just stop propagation. So let's do that on the GIF selector as well. Was it just a big ol' on click on the component itself? Sure was. So we'll say on click, we'll pass in the event, and then we'll just say stop propagation. And let's also say, let's give it a class name of text white so I can see it. It's kind of hard to see. You guys probably can't even see it at all. But if I click on GIF, now we have this. If I click on it, awesome. It doesn't go anywhere. But if I click on the overlay, it goes away. Sweet. Cool. We did a whole lot of stuff. Cool. Let's build out our cool little component now. How's it gonna look is the question though. There we go. Here it is. You know what? Let's copy everything from the create post modal because it's gonna look exactly the same for the most part. Yeah. Let's copy that. Now let's just go ahead and paste in the whole thing. It's already got the event propagation. So it's gonna look like nothing happens, I guess, whenever we click on the post thread because, oh, you know what? There's a lot of stuff that we're using that we don't need to. Let's just go ahead and delete everything from inside of it, and we should be good. All right, so we're rendering a div, and then we have the title up here, and then we have the modal itself. So I'll just say GIF selector here, and I think we should be good. So cool, and we get our little animation. So we can change out our animation a little bit. I believe. I do believe. I do believe. Let's see how I want to do this. And actually, what happens if you hit that cancel button? So if we go to create a GIF and we hit cancel, does it go back to the thread? It does. Okay, let's work on that. Let's work on that. So I have a button here that just says cancel. What does that look like? Out of the box. What does that look like? Ooh, it puts it up there. And I wonder why it's so high up too. No, there's no button styles. Oh, because it's on a separate line. This should be an easy fix. We'll put this inside of a div, and we'll give it a class name of flex, and we'll align items center. And we'll pop those in there, and they should be on the same line. I'll also say text white. And by doing that, I'm going to take the text white off of this. Oh, we have some margin bottom too. So let's take that off of that and we'll actually put it on the container and it'll give them the same styles. Cool. And if I say, since we're using flex, if I say margin auto on this, I think it'll center it. Oof, it kind of does, it kind of doesn't. It's centering, it's giving equal space on the right and left, but we have this cancel that's in the way, so I might have to absolutely center it, which I kind of don't want to do, to be honest. Do believe. Do. What's up, Travis? What is going on, Travis? Could give it a little bit of margin right, but that's not how I want to do things. We'll do a margin left on this one of like maybe 2, just so it's not all the way to the left. Why is that? Okay, there we go. Margin 5 looks good. Not too much. I have you really quiet. Sorry, working with the guys. Yeah, no worries. No worries. No worries. What are y'all working on? Y'all doing anything fun? Let's go ahead and make this absolutely centered. What is it? Transform, or is it translate? I think it's, yeah, translate X. We'll do 1/2. Translate Y 1/2. I think I have to say absolute though, right? Yeah. But it needs to be relative to this. And then I can say top 1.3, or actually I should say negative. There we go. Now it's on the same line. And if I say left 1/2, I think we'll center it. Oh, no, it doesn't center it. It looks weird. Why is that? Why is that? Let's put this over to the right. Take a look at the styles a little bit. All right, so it's set to a position of absolute. Does this need to be 50% too? No, it does not. So let's go back and do a -3 rem. Or whatever it was. I don't know what it was. Oops. Let's see. Why is it not centered inside of here? What would it need to be centered? It would need absolute, top 50, but top doesn't, it's not really necessary. Left 50 for sure. So I do have left 50%, right? I do. Left 50%, position set to absolute, transform, we're translating on the x-axis 50. Oh, it needs to be negative. Negative. You know what? It needs to be a negative x and y axis translation. So that should fix it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Except it's kind of high up there. Why did that happen? Oh, because of the translation. So if we say, well, let's see what we would need to do top-wise. So top, I currently have set to this. It would need to be somewhere like 1.3 between that and, honestly, it would just need to be 0 probably. Let's do top 0. No. Let's do top 1. That looks pretty good. We're gonna do like, what does top 1 give me? Top 1 is 4 pixels. Let's do like 6 pixels. 7 pixels. Let's go 8. Let's go 8. Cool. There we go. We have our little title now. Sweet. All right. So all we need in here is an input. Well, let's work on this cancel button. It's literally just gonna set up some update some state. So cancel is going to do what? It's gonna say our it's gonna keep our overlay up, so we're not gonna update the overlay, but it's gonna take away the GIF selector component and bring back the create post component. Yeah. So on click, we are going. What are we gonna do in here? Console.log. Let's just log clicked. My syntax doesn't look right. I just want to make sure this is, yeah, my syntax not doing it. Let's figure this out. On click. There we go. I don't know what I did wrong, but whatever. We're gonna need to pass in some stuff to this component though. So let's do that now. What are we gonna do when we click it? We're gonna say, what was that? That was the set create post. We're gonna put that back to true. So let's destructure that. It's coming from props. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna say set create post. We're gonna say that's true, and we're also gonna say set GIF selector to false, and we're gonna need to pass that. So let's grab it. Set GIF selector. And where are we in? We're in the GIF selector. So we're gonna do that like this. Say set GIF select. Oh, it's select modal. Okay. Set GIF. Is it? Yeah, it is. Why did I name it that? I'm so weird sometimes. Modal. Oh, I gotta spell it up here too. All right, so that should fix if we don't want a GIF after we click it. It should bring back, oh, and it doesn't. What did I do wrong? It should bring back the other modal. Set create post is not a function. Yeah, because it's not set create post. It's set create post modal. So let's change that up. And we should be good now. Nope. Set create post modal is not a function. So I don't think I'm passing it to the GIF thingy. So let's make sure we're doing that. Set create post. Oh, it is post, not modal. But anyway, say set create post. We'll go back in here and take off that modal from the back end of it. And now I'm super confident we got everything we need. Let's see. So if we go to create a post, we want to make a GIF, but nah, we don't. We go back. Cool, it kind of works. Looks like we're not setting this up correctly. It says set GIF selector modal is not a function. Is that what it's supposed to be called? GIF select, not selector. Okay, let's take that off. Take that off. Now I'm super confident we got it. You're done for the day, Dennis. Adios, dude. See you next Thursday. Actually, might even see you before next Thursday. I'm gonna try to stream a couple days randomly throughout the week, so just be on the lookout inside of Discord for those messages. All right, guys. Now that Dennis is gone, we can do the fun stuff. I'm just kidding. Have a good one, Dennis. All right, so we hit cancel. Sweet and cool. We have all of our animations intact, which is super neat. I didn't even have to write anything. It just works. Just make sure everything works. Cool. This is all working flawlessly. I love this. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You were hiding in your PHP code? I feel that. Now, a lot of times I'll be watching streamers too, and I'll just have it on in the background. I know you guys aren't like sitting there just watching every single thing I do, so no one's that dedicated to what I'm writing, trust me. Adios, Dennis. Cool. So one thing I thought I would have an issue with, but it turns out it just kind of works, is if you click on this, right, and you go to select a GIF, right, if you hit cancel, it's going to take you back to the creating a post modal, right? But if you don't hit cancel and you just hit the overlay, it goes away. So I thought whenever you click on the create post, it would mess everything up, but it doesn't. It kind of just takes you back to the create post. Working on an SDK right now. I'm in the background. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, trust me, guys. I know you guys are not watching everything I do. I'm mostly just talking to myself. But I'm the same way. Whenever I'm coding and I don't have much else going on, I like to watch streams in the background and kind of like listen to them as I go. What I mostly like is just being able to talk out loud like I do, because it kind of helps me, which I don't do if I'm not streaming. So. Cool. All right, now we can literally just start building out our GIPHY modal, which I think will be pretty fun. Should be pretty easy to build that part out, and then we're just going to connect it with the API and select a GIF. Like I said, it should be pretty straightforward, but everything should have been straightforward up until now, and it hasn't been. So let's see. Let's close everything out. Let's open up just what we need, which is our GIF selector. Inside of here, what am I gonna do? Let's put an input, type of text, placeholder. What do we want that placeholder to say? What's in the actual threads? Search GIPHY. So say search GIPHY. I'm not gonna worry about the icon for right now. It's kind of tedious, and I might work on that offline, but we'll see. So first off, we need to add some styles to this because it looks horrendous. What sort of SDK are you working on, Daniel? Say with full, we'll do padding of like 3. That looks pretty good. Say rounded medium, BG, what are we doing? Zinc 700. That looks nice. Let's do a little bit more padding. Padding 4. There we go. I am going to take a little bit of the padding out of the modal itself. Let's see, where are we setting that at? Should be top level. But it's not. Class name width full, max scale 50, opacity 0, custom fade in. Oh, it's way down here. Oh, because that's the title. Okay. So this padding is P6. Let's do like a P3. That looks so much better for what we're doing. Oh, you're writing SDK for the kind. How do you say it? Is it kind? Am I saying it right? Kind? It's pretty neat. I am saying it right. Good. I feel like I butcher things when I don't know how they're actually meant to be spelled. Let's turn the outline off on this thing. Even though I know that's bad accessibility. We could also add the auto focus to it, like we did with the other input for the creating a thread. Say text white, which looks pretty good. And this will be us searching, right? So let's not do white. Let's do zinc like 300. Make it a little lighter. And let's do font LG. Let's make it a little bigger. I'm sorry, text LG. Cool. All right. I think literally we're ready to work with the API now. So let's do that. Let's do that right now. Let's go to GIPHY API. Let's go to my dashboard. Let's create a new key. I just want to do the API. Yeah, I think just the API will be fine. This is for the threads clone. It's for the web. API for my threads clone that no one is gonna use, LOL. Access denied. Why? Say what? Why am I getting denied? That sucks. I'll just use this old key. All right, I am going to create a .env.local. I don't care if you guys see my API key. But I'm gonna delete it after this, and I'll set this up with a new key. Actually, well, you guys already saw it. It's fine. We'll call it GIPHY API. And if you're working in Vite, you have to name your API keys all caps, starting with Vite. So, yeah. I do need to install Axios. npm I Axios. npm run dev. Let's get the server back up. Make sure this is still working. Cool. Awesome. Cool. Let's extension called Cloak, which will hide secrets in VS Code. How does that work? Cloak. I'm confused on how it works. Let's see. Open VS Code sidebar panel code. Choose options menu view extensions. Search. Oh, this is, quick usage. Open.env. Press F1 to open the command palette. Type in cloak. Choose cloak. Hide secrets. Now enjoy exploring the rest of the features explained in the docs. Let's do it. Let's see how this works. F1, cloak, hide secrets. All right, now, how's it work? It still shows it. I know, I probably need to read the docs a little bit more. If you want to add or modify the scopes that apply to your secrets, you may change them in the settings.json and VS Code. For the settings for cloak.environment keys and modify as needed. If you ever need to revert to the defaults, choose the command cloak, restore default scopes. Put your secret key in quotes, possibly. Let's see. Yeah, because there's a lot of cool things I want to do in this channel, and I don't want to have to... Why is it not letting me write? It won't let me... What? There we go. That was weird. No, I don't know. Does Cloak work in files other than .env files? I don't need to worry about that because I keep it all in .env. How it works. Here are the really important aspects of Cloak. Cloak does not modify your files. Cloak does not store any information about your secrets. Cloak does not change the foreground color to an alpha. Oh, it does change the foreground color to an alpha color of 00, which makes it secret, transparent, and hidden. That's cool. Do I need to like close out of my env file and open it back up? No. I wonder if it needs to be like just a .env file, and I'm using .env.local. My key. Oh yeah, so it needs to be inside of just a .env file. That's really cool though. But when using Vite, I need to use a .env.local. That's cool though. Wow, that's really neat. I was wondering if I was gonna learn something new today. That's cool. I do like that. Cool. Well, here's my key for everyone that wants to use it. I'm just going to delete it after the stream. And it only gets 100 uses per hour, so you're wasting your time if anyone wants to do anything stupid with it. But now that I got my key, let's go ahead and see if we can at least ping the API in the console first. Which shouldn't be too hard. It's a pretty straightforward key, I want to say. We'll say async function get GIF. And we will, let's say const data equals await axios.get, and we're going to want our URL here. I do think I have to supply parameters. Is there a way that I can test it? Dashboard, blog, docs. quick start guide. API Explorer. Here we go. Okay. We'll do that. Endpoint. Let's just do search. Oh, cool. So here's my URL. That's awesome. Required. What is this? Is this the query? Say dancing cats. What does it do? Okay, so Q equals dancing plus cats. Okay, so we'll need to take whatever we write, make sure we're replacing spaces with the plus sign. Okay, that's something we'll need to do. Limit. Let's just do 5 for now. Offset. I don't know what that is. Rating G. Let's do PG. Bundle. I don't know. Keep all that there. So this would be our request, right? Send request. What happens? Oh, cool. Oh, sweet. Okay, so this is what we need right here. This is what we're going to do. This is the URL we're going to make our API call with. So where's our Axios? Axios.get. Well, you know what? Let's put this in a variable. Say let URL equals, and we'll interpolate it. And we're going to pass in stuff to the function, right? We're going to need a query. We're going to need the rating. That way we can choose our own rating maybe. Which I can add that later. Add that function. No, we'll keep it. We'll hard code that. And then maybe the amount, right? So what did they call that? The limit. So we'll say limit. So what I can do here is API key. Let's take it out of here, my actual key. Let's interpolate that with our env variable, which would stop here, actually. So right here, we can just say, what is it? Import.meta.env, I believe. .vt GIPHY, what did I call it? GIPHY API. I think that was what it was. The query goes here. Dancing cats. So we'll take this and we'll say query. And then the limit is here. So we'll have our limit here. And like I said, we'll keep the rating PG. We'll hard code that. All this stuff I don't think we care about. So we're gonna need to do some stuff with the query though, right? So the query, we can say let search query quest query equals, how would we do that? We could say query dot replace, and we'll write some regex. Query replace takes 2 arguments, what we want to replace and what we're replacing it with. So if we want every space, I think it's like that. Yeah. And we're going to replace it with a plus sign. Let's console.log that and see if that actually does anything. And then we're going to change query to our search query, right? But let's console log this first. So console.log search query and see if that actually does what we want it to do. So I don't want to have to run a whole thing. Let's just do this in the console. So let's go to the console. All right, let's clear it. All right, const string equals hello world LOL. I don't know. All right, and if we say string dot replace, what do we? It was like we replace all the spaces. The plus sign, hello plus world plus LO. Okay, perfect. It does exactly what I want it to do. So let's, so we got our query and our limit. let's just hard code it because I don't want to create a thing where our user has to specify it. So the limit will just say, we'll say 10. We'll say limit equals 10. So const data equals await axios.get our URL. And let's console.log data and see if we get anything back. How do we want to call this function though? Let's do an on click on the input just to fire the function and see if it works. So on click, we'll, what do we call it? Get GIF? Yeah, get GIF. Get GIF, and we'll say cats dancing in the rain. How about that? Or, I don't know, just cats dancing. Oh, I don't like something I did. Async function, get GIF, it doesn't like that. What's wrong with that? Oh. Const async function. No, that's not working. Parsing error, unexpected token. What am I doing wrong? Spell it right. Async. Did I misspell async? Yeah, I did. I'm such a dummy. All right. So if we go to GIF and we just click on this, I should get what I wanted back. Axios is not defined. Yeah, duh, Dustin, why don't you import it? Import Axios from Axios. All right, now we should be golden. So let's go to create a GIF. We click on it. Sweet. Flawless. What do we get back? Cool. We get back data. We get an array of 10 items, which looks like these are the GIFs. Sweet. I like this. For now, let's work on populating the field with search results. So we'll create a search results component or query results component to display that. And we'll swap between that component and a trending component. The trending component will be the trending, because I think I saw that as a endpoint. Where was that? Yeah, what is it? Trending right here. Trending. So we're gonna have a trending API endpoint as well. What are we gonna limit? We're gonna do a limit of 10, offset, PG, all that stuff. Okay, so this is our trending endpoint. Maybe we should just work on the trending component first. So let's create that component. We'll say trending gifs.jsx. And we're gonna kind of do the same thing, right? Let's import Axios before I look like an idiot again. Import Axios from Axios. And, geez, there we go. And we'll just say function is, actually, we're gonna need to put this in a use effect, right? Yeah, right. Right. So import use effect, and we're gonna say use effect. And we're not gonna have anything in the dependency array. We're gonna say, no, we're just gonna say async function get trending gifs, and in here we're just gonna say let data equal await axios.get. Let's put our URL inside of a variable as well. We'll say let URL equal. And I'm gonna interpolate this again so we can pop in our API key so it's not just chilling in the code base. And I think it ended at a 4, right? Or 6A? Yeah. And I think that was import.meta.env.veet_GIPHY API. Cool. And what am I doing? This needs to be inside my function. Oh, this word wrap is killing me. All right, so we have our URL. We're gonna let data equal await axios.get, and we're just gonna pass in URL. And let's just console.log, make sure we're getting the data that we want, and then we'll figure out how to render it in the component. Oh, but we do need this component. Oh, and we need to call the function. Maybe the function can be outside of the use effect. And in here, we just say get trending GIFs. Cool. So inside the GIPHY thingy component, let's see where our input thingy is. It's here. So underneath our input, we're gonna have our trending GIFs component. What did we call it? Yeah, trending GIFs. So let's import it, and we should be good to go. All right, let's see if we broke anything. So if I click this, it should render. Awesome, and it does. We have our trending GIFs. Let's make sure this is our trending GIFs. Yeah, it has to be. Because if we, yeah, it has to be. Cool. Let's check the network tab, make sure it's not completely calling that API over and over. Because I have done that before, which is how I learned to use effect. Cool. All right, it's just making one call. Sweet. So let's take everything that we're getting back from our data and render it inside of our trending GIFs component. I'm off now. Catch you soon. Adios, Daniel. I don't know when you said that. Hopefully you're still here. But adios. Thanks for coming to hang out for a bit. Who's all still here? Is it just Rohold, Brian, and Travis who aren't even watching? Let's say data.data and see what that brings us in the console. So data is an array. I'm here multitasking though. Hey, that's what's up. Where do I have to do data.data.data? I swear, looking at JSON in the console is so annoying. Let's look at the first item in data, and I think that's what we need, to be honest. Because I think the first, it's an array of objects. Nope, I lied. All right, so let's do data.data.data. If that's really what I got to do, that's wild. That is what I got to do. That's wild. All right, so now we have our array. So I will say let data equals axios.get URL. Okay, and I'll say let trending GIFs equal data.data.data. And we'll put this in useRef, right? Or no, could we put this in state since we're already gonna update the page? Yep, that's what we're gonna do. So let's import use state. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna say const trending GIFs, and then set trending GIFs equals use state, and it's going to be an array. And what we're going to do is when we get these GIFs from the API, we're going to set them. So we're going to say set trending GIFs. And we're going to set it to data.data.data. So if I console.log trending GIFs, I should get back our GIFs. And I don't get nothing back. Let's check and see if our state's even working. So this state is gonna literally be inside of our trending GIFs component. So yeah, it is in state. It's just not logging it because it's probably not there yet, but that's fine. We're gonna loop over it and we're gonna render it. So we're gonna say, how do we want to do that? What's in each array? That's what I want to know, because I want to grab each image. Dang, I wish there's a way I can make this sidebar a little bit bigger for Firefox. Okay, so each item gets in a URL property. So maybe we can do that. Data.data. Well, wait. We're putting the. Let me see something. State is in. Yeah. Let me do something here. So we're gonna return a div, and let's just do this simple. We'll say image source alt, and we'll just leave alt empty for now, or we'll hard code it. We'll say a GIF, and for the source we'll want to loop, right? So let's loop this whole thing. So we can say trending GIFs dot map. What am I doing? I need to do this inside of some brackets. So say trending GIFs dot map, and we'll say for each GIF, we're gonna also grab the index. We want to return an image with a key that's equals to our index for sure. Source will be GIF dot, what was it, URL? Yeah, URL. And we'll just leave alt. We'll leave it off. Let's see if that even, oh, it works, kind of. Why do I not see the actual image? Let's see what we're actually doing here. What are these? So, could not load image. Why not? Does it need to say like .png or something behind it? Would that make it work? No. Image source. Let me put this in the browser and see. Oh, this might be like a URL to get to it. Yeah, that's probably what that is. So let's go to our state and let's take a look at what each. Oh, okay. So we do have an images object inside. Okay. Images dot original maybe dot URL. Okay, so images dot original dot URL. So GIPHY dot GIF dot images dot original dot URL. Yo, it works. Let's go. This is sweet. I like when things just kind of work, you know? Awesome. Let's say class name equals, and we can do flex. How do you do flex basis in here? Or you know what? We could say the images are a width of 50%. That should work. Yeah. Yeah. Say wrap. I think it's just flex wrap. So flex wrap. Right, flex wrap. Yeah, cool. I think it wraps by default. I'm stupid. We'll say class name. Yeah, we'll say width 50. I cannot type. Let's see. Sweet. Let's give it some gap. Gap of like 2, or is that gonna be too much? It is kinda. I don't like that it automatically like pops it off the line. Just because I want to add some gap. Could I trade gap for padding on the image? Probably not, but we'll see. Do P2. Oh, yeah, we can. I knew that. Rounded full. And what we can do is we can actually make these, well, yeah, we're gonna want to click on, so if we click on an image, so we'll have so if we click on an image, we want to probably add it to some state that says selected GIF or something, right? And then we're gonna go back to our create post modal. Yeah, this is a very involved feature, but this is pretty neat. Whoa, why did I make them like that? What did I write? Oh no, I meant rounded medium, sorry. Or actually, it probably should be rounded large. Why is it not rounding the images? Am I stupid? Do like XL? There we go. Maybe the images were just too big. I do want to put a max height on this container though, for sure. The GIF selector component. So say max height. Let's do 5XL. What's that? What's that equate to? Oh, I can't even do that. So max height. Let's do like 500 pixels. We'll say overflow auto. Cool, except I'm gonna lose my scroll bar now, which is fine. I think I'm just gonna set that to like a sticky, right? Sticky with a top of 0 and a Z of 10 just to make sure it stays on top. I think it should be good. Cool. That's decent UX, right? Let's put that inside of a let's put this inside of a div. And the div's gonna have a background color and the Z index stuff. Cool, and we're gonna say BG Zinc 800. And now, nothing happened. Oh, you know why nothing happened? Because we have some padding. Yeah, so I'm gonna need padding inside of this div. So this div is gonna have padding. What are we using for the entire container? P3, so we'll say P3 there. Take the P3 off of this. We're gonna put the trending GIFs into a container as well with a class name of P3. Cool, that messed everything up. Oh, you know why? I know why. We're gonna need to do that inside of the trending GIFs itself, because that's just returning one image or a bunch of images. So this will say P3. Why is my max height not working all of a sudden? Let's see, where's the max height set at? Oh, there we go. Sweet, that looks great. Good job, Dustin. Cool, so we have our trending GIFs. Sweet. Cool. I think what we need to do now, if I'm thinking in React terms, we'll probably want to put every single GIF that's rendered into its own component that has an on-click on it that's going to handle adding it to state. Because if not, I'm gonna be rewriting that logic over and over, or at least twice. One for the trending and then one for the yeah. That makes sense. Let me write some custom CSS for something, kind of like what I did in Discord earlier. If anybody was in there, let's say this is the GIF container, right? And every image is going to have a class name of GIF. And what I think I can do is we can say GIF container hover. We want to say GIF not hover. Say opacity 0.2. Let's see if this even works. It does. I like that. Let's add some transitions and we're gonna be good to go. I'll just say GIF transition opacity 0.2 seconds east. Love that. Subtle, but it's nice. Maybe we could even do a little bit of a scale. See if that doesn't mess up the UI a bit though. It does. Oh wait, hold on. I shouldn't put it there. Or should I? Yeah, I should put it there. I don't know, it's messing up. I don't even want that anyway, so it's fine. Let's just do a little bit less opacity. Cool, it's a lot more subtle. And yeah, we're good there. Let's close that out. And I'll put a cursor pointer on every image for better UX. Great. Maybe a little bit more opacity. I mean, a little less. I'll do like 3. Cool. That's a lot easier to kind of see. Like this a lot. Can I hide the scroll bar though? Let's see. Let's ask AI because I'm not smart enough. Is there a way to hide the scroll bar from view in Tailwind? Yeah. Scroll bar hide utility. Oh wow, that's it? Just scroll bar hide? Let's see. Let's go to the GIF selector, overflows auto. We'll say scroll bar. What was it? Scroll bar hide? Oh wait, it's a little bit more involved. By using the scroll bar hide utility. However, this utility is not available out of the box. You need to extend your Tailwind CSS configuration to add this utility. Here's how you can add a utility for hiding the scroll bar in your Tailwind config. Okay, so let's add the class. Hold on. Scroll bar hide. Theme extend. Let's copy this whole thing. Let's just go to our config and see what we got to do. Okay, so let's replace that. Take that off. Take that off. Oh. Required stack, desktop code, clone, contain config.js. Did I like mess up something in here? Probably. Yeah. Let's go back. Copy all the way from theme and we should be good. Oh, do I need to like import this after adding the scroll bar hide? Please note that you will need your CSS modifying tailwind.js npm run build. Just you can do this by running your build command. Oh yeah, I do need to install it. All right, so we need npm install tailwind scroll bar hide. All right, now npm run dev. Get this back up running. Did it work? It did. Sweet. That looks awesome. This is super cool. This is coming along great. What are you multitasking, Sean? What else are you working on? All right, let's create our actual component for the GIF. So we're literally just call this gif.jsx. Gonna take props, which is gonna be our GIF URL for sure, and this is just gonna return an image with a source of we'll just call it GIF. Yep, I think that's gonna be it. And we can just say const. We'll destructure GIF from props. And what I want to do is return GIF. What do we call it? GIF. We'll say key index. And you say GIF equals gif.images.original.url. Now I can take all of this off. Ooh, but I'm gonna want these. Oh, well, I can just add the class names directly to the component, right? Right. Let's import this. Key. What's wrong with this? Oh, I need to close it off. There we go. All right, let's make sure this still worked. Oh, I gotta add those classes back. So let's go to GIF, say image.className equals like that. Now I just have one component for each of these GIFs, which is exactly what I want. Because now I can just write the logic one time for what happens when we click on one. This is so dope. Let's also add a little bit of a border on hover. Let's do zinc 200. And we could say hover border 2. Maybe that'll work. I like that. I like that. I forgot I put padding on these images. Can we change that to margin? Or would that mess everything up? Yeah, it will. We'll just keep it on padding. It's fine. It's fine. Let's add a transition for the border though. Transition 200. I'm sorry, it's duration. Duration 200. think that works. I don't know. It actually messes up because I think we're already using this in that like CSS. It's fine. That looks good. All right, so now I just want to set up the API for searching, and then once we have all that working, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. We're gonna do the exact same thing, and then we'll write the logic one time to add the selected GIF directly to our state. Yeah. Also, we need to change this new thread text to something different. What is it in the actual Threads app? Choose a GIF. So let's do that. And this top needs to be like, I think a little lower. Perfect. Yo, how's your stream going today? Also in work meetings, but they are boring. I feel that. Looking through a bunch of resources that were sent to me by a software team. It's all blockchain development related. Ah, that's cool. Have fun with that. What's up, Mini Scruff? We're working a little bit more on the Threads clone. So today I wanted to try to implement the GIFs. So this is where we got so far. So when you go to create a thread, if you click on the GIF icon down here, it's going to take you to this, and it populates it with the 10 most trending GIFs first off. And when we type in here, we're going to start searching, and we'll also populate with those. And then and that's what I'm working on now. And once we have that logic set up, all I want to do is set it up to where when I click on one of these, because currently nothing happens when I click on one, but when I click on one, it's going to add that as a selected GIF into state, and then we can do something with it. But I did spend a good bit of time working on this modal system to try to get these modals working, which was very fun. It took a lot of time, but it was a lot of fun. But this is looking really cool. I'm very impressed with this so far. Having a lot of fun. And we updated it to where if we, hey, what's up? This is my first thread. We post it. It actually kind of, ooh, there we go. Here's a bug. Our overlay's still up. So we changed a lot of logic earlier with the overlay, so I'm gonna have to go and set this up too. But yeah, our overlay kind of stays up. But anyway, we get like a little post, and we could say this is a second thread, and it actually orders them correctly. Now this is up here. Yeah, and I think after this stream, I'm gonna set this repo to public. Daniel, one of the people watching the stream, he's gonna actually set this up with some authentication with the service that he actually works for, which is called Kind. He's gonna authenticate with them so that we can actually log into this if we want, which is really neat. But yeah, it's where we're at so far. Not too much going on with this, but we're getting it. It's coming together. I'm very happy with it so far. That was a little weird. Oh, never mind. No, it's fine. Alrighty. Let's see what we're gonna do next. We're gonna work on the searching, so let's do that now. Where's our input? Here it is. So I do have this set up, but we're gonna change that. So this is this get GIF. I'm gonna comment that out. And we're gonna change this on click to on change. We're gonna grab the event. We're gonna use, we're gonna set up some state for this part. So import use state from React. Say const input val set input val. Say equals an empty string for now. But we're gonna say the value is gonna equal input val. And in the on change, we're gonna just say set input val equal to e dot target dot value. Set input val is not defined. What you mean? I just made it. Set input val. It's right here. Oh, I put this in the wrong place. There we go. All right, so let's see if that's working. Cool, that's working. But I do want to ping that API with that value too. So we're gonna use ref for that. I think use ref because we're not updating a state right away. We're gonna make the API call with that, and then we're gonna update the state of the app with the data that we get back from the GIPHY API. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. So we're gonna actually, yeah, we're gonna say get GIF, and we're gonna also use the input val, right? Yeah. Input val is gonna be whatever we type, so that's gonna be our query right here. And we're gonna take the query, we're gonna replace any spaces with the plus. We're gonna ping this API, which is the search, right? Yeah, search. We got our API key. We have our search query, which is going to be our replaced user query. And then we're going to console.log the data. All right, for now, let's send back one item. Make sure this is working. So let's go to the console. I'm going to type in dancing. Okay, so this is definitely working. Great. So this entire section here is a trending GIFs component. We're going to on change. Yeah. This will be fun. If input val is empty, we're going to show trending GIFs. If it's not empty, we're going to show whatever's in our search. Yeah. All right, so we have a component for trending GIFs. We're gonna have a component for searched GIFs.jsx. And it ain't gonna be any different than this, to be honest. Let's just copy this. And we're gonna paste this, but we're gonna obviously change up some things. So trending GIFs gonna be searched GIFs. And we're definitely gonna be taking in some props because we're not keeping the state in here. We're gonna keep GIF, and we're gonna remove Axios. We're gonna remove use effect. We're gonna remove all of this. Yeah, I literally just want to return. We're gonna pass in GIFs, which is gonna be all the GIFs that we get back as props. So const GIFs equals props. And now we're gonna map over those GIFs. And for every GIF, we're gonna return this GIF component. Correct. Awesome, that's all we need really, I think. So now we need the logic to render either that component or trending GIFs. So let's import it. searched GIFs from searched GIFs. Input val dot. Can we console.log? How do I test if input val is empty? Is it just like a text content? Yeah, it should be. Yeah, if input val dot text content is equal to an empty string, we want to render trending GIFs. Else, we want to render search GIFs. And I think I can test that pretty easily by just typing in the input field. Ooh, GIFs is undefined. Oh yeah, you know what? Because I'm not passing anything yet, so dang. So we might have to actually set up some different state. Let's create a to-do. Do I not have my to-do thingy anymore? Oh, I don't have that. Dang. Set up state for different GIF components. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I have not taken a break yet. It's been almost 3 hours. So I'm gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna come back. We're gonna work on the state for the different components for rendering the GIFs, the trending and the searched. So be right back. All right, I'm back. Where were we? Oh yeah, we are gonna work on the component rendering. See how we're gonna do this. Guess let's set up some state. We can say const show trending GIFs and set show trending GIFs. I think that's good enough. Equals use state. We'll say that's always default to true, obviously, and then we'll have const show searched GIFs and then set show searched GIFs equals use state, and that will be false. Cool. And what I think we can do is maybe in the on change, so in the input, we can say, let's say, if e.target.value is not equal to an empty string, then we'll say set show searched GIFs to true, and or set, what was it? What do we call that? Set trending. So set show trending GIFs to false. That should work, right? I don't know, we'll see. No, it breaks. Oh, GIFs is undefined, yeah. That's because we need to send GIFs to this. So I think what we should do is just say trending GIFs. We'll say show trending GIFs, if that's true. And then we'll do the same thing here except for searched. Show searched GIFs. If that's true, then we want searched GIFs, which if searched GIFs is true, GIFs will have GIFs in there, right? Right. Why is it red? What am I doing wrong? Can I not do that? Okay, wait, that was weird. I clicked it and nothing happened the first time. Oh, maybe that was just a thing. So if I start typing, oh, it breaks. Oh, but it breaks because GIFs is undefined, which is totally okay. I was gonna write the logic for that yet. So let's go and like not include this yet. All right, and let's just say searched and just see if this is like just working. So we have our trending GIFs here, but if we want to start searching for something, okay, so it starts searching, which is great because we're logging our search results. Oh, look, I wrote SAS in there on accident, but I'm still seeing trending GIFs, which is not cool. So what's up with that? If e.target.value is not equal to an empty string, which means we have something in there, then we want to say set show searched GIFs to true and set show trending GIFs to false. Show trending GIFs. If that's true, then render it. If not, so why is it rendering it? Oh, you know what? I don't think this is running right here. Yeah. Let me cut this. Maybe I don't need to put it in two separate lines. It's these dang conditionals every time. Let me figure this out. How can I render both of these lines here? Maybe I could just do this, else nothing, and then do that again here. No, it doesn't like that. Let's see. How can I render both of line 65 and 66 at the same time? Let's see. It's telling me to do this, but I did this earlier and it wasn't liking it. Oh, but now it's okay? So how is this any different from what I did earlier? I don't think there's any difference. Yeah, see, it's still showing it. Huh. Let's check our state and see if the state is the issue. So if we go to components and we go to, where are we working in? We're working inside of GIF selector. Ah, see, they're both set to true. So for some reason, oh, you know what? Instead of e.target.value, let's check ref, right? Or state. Let's check state. We can say input val dot text content, right? Let's console.log that. Console.log input val.text content. See if that's even doing what I think it's doing. Yeah, I'm getting undefined. So what if I did value? Also undefined. If input val is not equal to an empty string, yeah, this is what I needed to be doing. I can't do an if statement though. Input val is not equal to an empty string, then we want to say set show trending GIFs to false. Wait a minute. Else we say set show searched GIFs to true. That should be what I need to do. And then this should work. I don't know, we'll see. There we go, finally. All right, so now we can just loop through these GIFs in our searched GIFs component. I think, we'll see. I don't think GIFs will actually mean anything yet. Well, we're actually gonna need to set up state for that. Yeah. So say const searched GIFs and then set searched GIFs equals use state which will be empty. And what we'll do is we're going to pass that to our searched GIFs component, right? Yeah. We'll say searched GIFs equals searched GIFs. And now inside of our searched GIFs component, we'll say searched GIFs equals props, and then we'll loop over it. But we need to add to that bit of state as we type, which I think we're already doing. Yeah, we're doing get GIF. So inside of get GIF, we're just gonna update state with data. Data actually. So we'll say set searched GIFs, and we'll do data. And then in here, our searched GIFs will be an array of GIFs. So we'll say searched GIFs dot map GIF, and we're gonna look at every GIF, and yeah, so this should work. Let's see. So if I type in dance, yeah, see, it's not gonna work because initially it doesn't have the GIFs. So it's gonna say GIFs undefined, right? Yeah, searched GIFs.map is not a function because there's nothing that it's looping over. So how do I wait? How do I wait for that? I mean, I am awaiting. What if I choose to not show the searched GIFs component until we get something back from? Yeah, we can maybe do that. Now that might make sense. That might make a very complicated conditional though. Could I change this to another like if else if I do it that way or no? No, that doesn't work. So what if I just added on another question there? Yeah, okay, so that would work. So what I can do is if the input val is not empty, let's say if it is empty. Let's say if it does equal an empty string, we'll say this is true. Else we'll check if there's any state in show searched GIFs. So we'll say if show searched GIFs dot length is greater than 1, then we will we'll say set show searched GIFs to true, and then it should have GIFs to loop through. Yeah, except I need to do that maybe. Should that work? Okay, let's see if this works. I like that the trending GIF is take a break. I do need to take a break. Let's say dance. Oh, you know what? We're also not setting the trending to not show. So, ooh, how can I do both of these in one like condition thing? Can I put this in like parentheses? And then I can say set show trending to false. Dang. Oh, okay, with a comma it works. Let's see. It's not working. Let's check and see what's even going on in our state. Oh, you know what? It's set to only return one item, so this is never going to equate to true. So let's go change that in the API. So we have it set to return a limit of 1 with a limit of 2. So now it should equate, it can equate to true. It still doesn't work. But in state, I do have, this is all of our searched, these are GIFs that are related to the search. But look at that. So it's not showing. It's still showing false for our searched GIF. I mean our state for this show searched GIFs is still set to false, and trending is still set to true. So on change, if the input value is not an empty string, we want to show the trending GIFs. I'm sorry, if it is an empty string, that means there's nothing in our search query, so we want to show trending GIFs. Else, if show searched GIFs.length is greater than 1, then we want to say set show searched GIFs to true and set show trending GIFs to false. So this isn't running, which means this is never equating the true. I think that's how this is working. Let me ask Copilot to explain. Whoa. The selected code is a ternary operation in JavaScript, which is being used to conditionally execute some React state update functions based on the state of input val and show searched GIFs. Ternary operator is a shorthand way of writing if-else statements. It's written as condition. Yeah, I know that. In this case, the code is checking if input val is an empty string. If it is, it sets the state of show trending GIFs to true, which is exactly what I want. Using the set show trending GIFs to true function. This could be used, for example, to show trending GIFs when the user hasn't entered any search input. True. If input val is not an empty string, the code then checks if the length of show searched GIFs is greater than 1. If it is, show searched GIFs.length. If it is, it sets the state of show searched GIFs to true and show trending GIFs to false. Yes, exactly what I want. So why is it not working? This could be, oh, you know what? I wonder if that's not updating the UI, so I wonder if that's being updated in state is not the way I should be doing that. This could be used to hide the trending GIFs to show and search GIFs when it is entered a search and is or matching result. If neither of the conditions are met and but is not an empty string, it is not greater than 1, the ternary operation returns an empty string. This doesn't have any effect in this context as the return value isn't being used. Right. So this is working perfectly. I think the issue is by the time this runs, show searched GIFs.length is greater than 1 is at the time that this runs, I don't think state's updated yet. Which is an issue. Oh, this is so annoying. So what happens if I start writing something like later? All right, so like maybe it's updated now. Can I type something? No, it's still, it just does not. That's so weird because the state, it shows state working. Yeah, so if I manually turn this off and turn this to true, this is our searched results. So it's definitely working. I just can't get it to like, I can't get it to switch the states. So what happens if I start like backing up? Let's console.log the length of show search results every time we change that input and see if that's even updating the way I think it is. Yeah, you see it's undefined every single time. So that's where our issue's at. It's in that right there, never becoming truthy. You know why? Because show searched GIFs is a bool. I need to be right. I literally need to just change this to searched GIFs and I think we'll be fine. All right, let's see. Yes, it works. Oh, you know what? It's a little bit behind though. And you know why? I think because we're using state. When that should probably, input val should be useRef. At least we kind of somewhat got it working. Yep, let's set this up as a useRef and see if that fixes that issue. So const search, let's call it search query. This code is horrendous. We're gonna have to refactor this, and then actually const search query equals useRef. And what we can do is can we just set this to input val or no? Well, no, because that's still in state. So what we need to do is just on the on change also update that. So we can say search query, what do we call it? Yeah, dot current equals input val. Or no, I'm sorry, e.target.value. And then if we pull from that, we say searched query. I'm sorry, if we yeah, and inside of our actual search here, we use search query. Wait, I'm sorry, this needs to go where our API call is. My bad, not in here. So we'll go back to our API call right here. We'll say searched query right here. So it's going to be in our function call actually. So we're going to put this above our getGIF function and then say search query dot current. And then I can also remove this console.log statement. Cool. At least I figured out that bug. All right, let's see if this actually works. So if I say food, cool, it updates exactly the way I want it to. This is so neat. Uh-oh. So now we have another issue. So if I take everything away and the search results become empty, it should be putting our trending back to true, and it's not. But I'm sure this is probably be an easy fix. So I wonder if this else statement here would be the else for like the main part of this whole thing, which if so, we can figure that out right now. We could say set show trending GIFs true. So if I go here and I type in food, but I go back in a backspace, nah, it doesn't do it. Dang. Well, I could just put another condition right here, right? I can just say if input val is not equal an empty string, right? Because eventually it could come to this. It could say if input val is equal to an empty string, run this. Else searched gifs dot length is greater than 1, do that. Well, I don't know. Let's just see. Let's see if it works. I'm gonna say set show trending GIFs, and I'll set it to true. Let's type in food, backspace. Nah, it still doesn't work. Dang. It should be okay though. I think what we can do is we can just write it in here. You say input val is not equal to an empty string, then we'll just set it to true. Oh, that's not cool because now it's... Oh, I'm sorry. If it does equal an empty string, I'm stupid. Oh, wait a minute. We are doing this already. It's the very first part of the condition. We're saying if input val is equal to an empty string. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's it's lagging by like 1 character. So let me test something. If I go here and I say food. Yep, so it's lagging by 1 character. So that means we need to be using ref instead of state, which is fine. I think that should work just fine. What did we use earlier? We used searched GIF, right? Search query. So we'll say if search query dot current is equal to an empty string, and then we'll run the same logic and everything should still work, because this part makes sense to use your ref because we're not updating the UI with that. So if I go food, it shows food. If I go back, it goes straight back. Sweet, we got this part finished. Awesome. That was a headache and a half. That's sick though. I love this. I got one little part left. I think all we need to do now is select a GIF. So if I say gamer in here, we have all these gaming GIFs, right? So if I select a GIF, I want to add that to state of like a selected GIF, right? And it should take us straight back to this, and it should put our GIF in here. Yeah, cool. But I'm gonna do that on the next stream, because that might be a little involved, might take like another hour, and I did kind of want to end the stream about 12 minutes ago at 3, so cool. Is anybody in here still watching? Is everybody just being quiet? Because we are finishing up the stream. So if anybody wants to see what I got done so far, I know you guys are probably having this on in the background. I can give you guys a look. But if no one's watching at all, I'll just end the stream. Let's see how much different this looks compared. It is a little different. Let's see if we can update the size of our GIF modal. So we're in the GIF selector. We have the height set to, where's the height? Max height set to that. So what if we said like 60 VH or something? That looks a lot better. And it kind of mimics what you'd see here. It is a little wide though. Let's see if we can make the width a little bit smaller. There we go. Width is set at 650. Let's set that to like 550 and see. And that 60 VH, let's set that to 70. Or let's just do 75. Keep it nice and even number. That looks pretty close. Looks like they're using a little bit higher than 75. Let's do maybe 80. That's pretty neat. I think this looks very, very similar. Nice. Dang, they actually use more. Oh no, they don't use more. It's just higher up in the page, which is fine. I don't really care about that part. So if I go to full size on both these apps, like normal size. So trending GIFs. And if I want to type in something like RuneScape. Cool, I get these GIFs. Should be able to click on one in the next stream. We're gonna add that functionality. But cool, no matter how big we make it, it's always gonna be about 80 view height, which is sick. Cool. I do want to check one thing though. Let's take a look at this entire component. Min height screen, grid place item center. What's above it? This part. So it's got padding 10. That's why it's yeah, let's set the padding from padding 10. What is that on? Padding 10. Let's see. Is that in here? No, that should be in the feed, right? Which if that's the case, we're gonna leave it. Nope, it's not in here. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's in the modal because this is a modal. It's considered a modal. Where's our modal? The GIF selector itself is the modal probably. Nope, no P10 in here either. Let's see, interactions, menu, menu item, navbar, overlay. It could be an overlay. It is an overlay. Look at that. So we'll set the padding to... We'll say PX can be 10, which is fine, but we'll say PY can be like, I don't know, like 5, just to be somewhat safe. And then it kind of lifts it up a bit. Cool. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. I'm going to go over what we got so far on this app because I think this is pretty cool. Hey, can you not? So if we want to create a thread, it's super simple. Click here. Hey, this is my very first thread. We can go ahead and post it. We do have this issue where the overlay is still on, which kind of sucks. But we could just turn that off for now. I'll fix that later. That's because we had some issues. But we have our thread here, and we can create a second thread here, and it puts it above the first one, which is exactly what we want. Now, if we want to make a thread and add a GIF, we can finally do so. Well, almost. We're getting there. But here's our GIF. Initially, it shows all the trending GIFs. But if you want to type in something like food, you can get food GIFs, which is really cool. You could type in RuneScape if you want RuneScape GIFs, which are cool. Or you can type in gamer GIFs and get gaming GIFs. But in the next stream, we're going to be able to actually select one, because right now nothing happens if you click it. We're going to be able to select one, and then it goes and adds it to our thread. But if you hit cancel, it'll go right back to this screen to create a GIF, which is exactly how it works in the app. So yeah, I think we're good. I think that's going to be it for today. We're slowly chipping away at this threads clone, and it's looking dope. But I'll see you guys same time, same place next week. Twitch.tv/The Treehouse Show every Thursday, 12 CT. Peace.